Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. We're still looking at Yumi Web and trying to see some of its main features. Today we're going to be looking at what we call the Drilldown function. Now, the Drilldown function applies in several of the charts that you've seen in the other videos. And today we're going to be looking at one which is already made. We're going to see how this can help you actually explore your data, and then we're going to see how easy it is to actually build one of these. So without any further ado, let's just get started. And what we see here is a very simple dashboard. As you can see, you only have these parameters here, you have this map over here, and you have a word map, and that's it, nothing else. So you might be thinking, okay, how does this portray so much information, for example? How can I have a detailed information with only these two widgets? Now, what you're seeing here, as you can see in the parameters here, you're seeing the data for a whole year, and it was pretty fast, as you can see. I could change that around, we won't be doing that today, but you could do it. And we're also seeing, when we select GRPs, we're going to see the universe and all the channels. I could filter them, or I could also filter them by certain time bands, for example, but we won't be doing that right now. Instead, we're going to look at this magnifying glass here. Now, the names are in Portuguese, but what you can see here, and I'll help you out with the translation there, but what you can see here is a map of investment by each sector. So you can see that, for example, personal hygiene has a very high investment during this time, has this commerce or the food industry. So for example, if I were to click here, which is the vehicle industry, the automobile industry here, I'm gonna click it, and you're gonna see we're going to zoom in to that sector, and we're gonna have different categories there. Now you can see the main category here, by far, it's motorized vehicles, so I'm going to select that as well. And now I have brands. Okay, so we're drilling down the information into a more granular level. This is something that if you were to want to portray all of this information with your PDF, for example, it would take lots and lots and lots of pages, and you'll see just how much information there is in only these two widgets. So let's keep going. I have Nissan here, I'm going to select it, and now I have the sub-brand here. And if I were to select it again, it won't be drilling down the information further, although we could do that, but it will send it over here. So you can see here, we're looking at Juke sub-brand, and we're seeing the programs in which it invested the most, in which it spent the most amount of money there. So again, now we could just go back here and we could do it all over again. I'm going to select personal hygiene. I'm going to select hair products. I'm going to select L'Oreal. I'm going to select this sub-brand, for example, and there you go. Now you have the programs for all of them. So you basically have in two widgets, in a dynamic way, all the investments, the whole map of investments for this year, for all the sectors, detailed for all the categories, detailed for all the brands, detailed for all the sub-brands, and then you can click on each of them and see the favorite programs for investment there. So without any further ado, let's go and create something from scratch, because that was an advertising report, but this applies to, for example, channel audiences as well. So let's select, for example, that bar chart there. And let's say that I want, for example, weeks here, okay? And let's say that I want the rating. So let's do it like that. And let's select here different channels. So I'm going to select only these three over here. I could select more, but this is just an example there. And let's say I want to separate each of them, each of the analysis by the different channels. So you can probably understand what's going to happen there. Let's just select our calendar there. Let's select 2 full months, and let's select a target as well. Now, when we run this, you're going to have something very similar, right? You're probably already expecting something like this. So what I could do, I'm just going to add some the different colors just because it's easier to read. You know, if you watch the other videos, you know I like to do this neat detail over there. And if I were to, for example, do this, okay. Now, you know, this is pretty similar to what we already had, just a bit better looking, but now is where we're gonna do the drill down function. If I were to add, for example, date here, and I were to click on this button does all the magic for you. I'm basically telling the application to, okay, create each point as a week, but when I click on it, I want you to break it into smaller parts, and each of them should be a date. So if I were to click, for example, on this week, now I have those values separated by date. So basically that's how it works, very similar. If you were to open the other one that we had before, you're going to see that it's basically the same. If I go here to the layout, it has all those separations that I mentioned. You have sector, category, brand, and separate. So thank you for your attention, and I hope to see you in the next video.